Hi everyone, it's Allison in my violin studio, and today I want to do a practice video, practice learning video for Minuet in, this is Minuet by Bach in the volume 3. So this is the same as the Minuet number 3 at the end of the first volume, except this one has a minor section in the middle, which we didn't have before. So I'm actually going to just talk a little bit about the beginning. You already know how to play the beginning, but you learned that a while back, and this might be a good chance to review your technique. I find a lot of the pieces in Volume 3 are really very concerned with bow distribution and clean string crossings, and this minuet is no exception. So I have prepared a bow with stickers, which I hope you can see. There we go. Because in this piece, I want you to pay attention to whole bows and half bows. If you have a perfect bow distribution, the bulk of the issues with rhythm and phrasing will work, because that's the whole purpose of bow distribution. It kind of plots out the piece. So I'll show you what I mean. Here, I'm just going to play this with my regular bow, which I like a little bit better. So here's the beginning. Now, if we were to do... If we use little bow, we get less. And if we use too much bow for... we end up with too much sound on some notes. So in this piece, and you probably hopefully learned this before, but this is a review. So we want a whole bow. Okay, so it goes from the bottom sticker to the top sticker. Now we need a clean string change, and this is 2/8 notes, right? So your bow is going to do a whole bow stroke, but your finger needs to change exactly halfway. So the new note, you're going to change your note as you go by the middle sticker. Okay, do you see that? I'll do that again. Here I'm at the upper sticker. Can you see the upper sticker? And here. So make it happen exactly in the middle. And then we have 2 short notes. So the short notes, the rule with short notes is you can't go past the middle of the bow. You either do them in the bottom or you do them in the top. There may eventually be some pieces that you might want to do exactly in the middle, but by and large, they're either bottom halves or top halves. So here we go. Whole, bottom half. And then whole. And now we've got half up and up. Okay, now whole bow divided, and short bottom half bows. Whole, up. Okay, now I did that because I find consistently I'll find students cutting corners a little bit on the bow distribution, and you need to know it really makes a big difference. If you want to sound good, if you want your piece to be beautiful, work out your bow distribution, and you need to be the master of your bow. Don't be mastered by your bow. Don't become a victim of whatever your bow does. Tell your bow what to do. All right, so now pay attention to your high twos. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward stuff. Let's go on to this minor section. That's the interesting part. Well, considering that you already learned the other part. Okay, so we're in a minor key here. So in those first 2 bars, we need to have precise bow distribution. We need to have clean string crossings. So there's a whole bow and a half. But here, now we've got a really slow bow speed here, right? And we need to roll over to the A string. Your left hand rolls over. Don't make the mistake. You should know by now. Don't do You don't lift. Watch the elbow. Now, in order for that to happen, your thumb needs to be a little bit loose. Can't be going, ah, because that won't work. And also, your wrist, if your wrist is like this, it's not going to work, because you can do this and it doesn't move your hand. To make sure your wrist is out, make sure your thumb, you see it? Thumb is loose. And then just kind of flop your third finger on there. And go heave-ho with your elbow. Now you're going to end up on the side of your third finger. You probably can't see that. That doesn't matter. That's okay. You're not going to stay there very long. Come back to 2. See how much that moves? If you're trying to do that, you can kind of do that, but what happens with time with that technique is you end up consistently being really out of tune on the D and G strings. And you can't really play certain keys very well because you can't get those notes. So just, keep your wrist out a little bit, keep your thumb loose, and just do this little bit of a joggle. Okay, so there's the first 2 bars. You have lines over the up, so it's not dots. It's not as, it's a little softer, but it's still an articulation, a soft articulation. Now there's no articulation here, it's just slurred. Now you should be back at the frog. Now here, make sure you stop your bow, because you got to go whipping over to the D string, right? We don't want to hear that. Stop the bow, and you do your shift over to the D string level when the bow is not moving. That's a little awkward. I leave my 4th finger down, and I just tuck the one inside. I don't worry about changing string levels. It's just the low one. I just tuck it in. The difficulty is if you let the 4th finger off, it's going to come back maybe in a slightly different spot. It maybe won't sound the same. The tuning is really difficult on that. So be careful and good luck. Now undo that low 4, because that's an E flat, right? So your 4th finger is low, and your 3rd finger comes in tucked up really high. It's not your usual whole tone between 3 and 4. So, yeah. Again, clean string crossings. Make sure that your bow is stopped before you change locations. So, B flat major. That's a really good idea to practice that. Start low 1 on A string, hold tone to 2, which means you've got a big spacer. Now don't look at your fingers. Just stare off at the wall or watch the computer and feel your fingers and listen. I want you to be able to tell, what does it feel like when it sounds good? And what does it feel like when it sounds bad? So you should be able to tell by the feeling if it's going to sound good or not, okay? You got to practice that. So B flat, whole tone to C, whole tone to D, and then half tone squish. Now leave the 3rd and 4th fingers. Those are your place keepers. And pull back to low 1. See, your 1st finger will know how far to go back by how far it's stretching from the third and fourth. If you've already let go of your third and fourth, then you could go anywhere. You have no way of knowing when it's going to be in tune. But we know that one was in tune, so let's leave that there. And now we can just stretch backwards a little bit. That was too far. That's not enough. Okay, so we're practicing. What does it feel like when it sounds good? I did that twice. I never do that. Now I'm lost. Where are we? Oh, here. Roll your second finger. Never pick up and replace. Now that E natural is going to be really surprising because it's kind of like, ooh. You can use an open E string. Make sure that you're hopefully in tune. Tune your violin before you play this in a recital. Make sure your bow is stopped. Roll over. That's also a rollover. Now take the third beat to make a circle and come back. Okay, so it's not 1, 2, and 3, and oh wait, I gotta find my note because the rest of the musicians will have moved on. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and roll over with your third finger. Roll back. Roll over again, adding, so you hang on to your third and add the fourth here. Yeah. Now, roll. I think I always did the 3. I always pulled my third finger back there and tuck the 2. And now push the 3 back to where it should be. But some teachers, the alternate fingering is roll over it. Now high, regular F sharp, high 2. But then your first finger is really high, so that's the other possible. Now you have to have left the second finger there so that your third finger knows where to come back. And then pull your first finger back. That's maybe the more slick version. It's a little more potential for mental confusion. I think honestly, Suzuki Book 3, it's okay. I think it might be a little safer for many students to just pull your third finger back a wee bit and then push it back. Okay? I would be happy with that. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Give yourself the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and to get over so that you're ready to start right on 1 of the next beat. 1. Roll over and 3 and. Yeah, you always have to give yourself time for the circle. Or the beginning of a note always has to start on time. When necessary, you can steal a bit from the tail end of a note. You don't steal it from the beginning of the new one. The new one's got to start bang on. Okay, I hope that helps. I will do a playthrough. See you soon. Bye.